Thank you for joining me today as we discuss bond formation. Bond formation takes place between the outer or valence electrons of an atom. Bond formation is extremely important in determining how molecules are formed from atoms and what types of molecules will form. One of the most important rules for bond formation is called the Octet Rule. The Octet Rule was described in 1915 by G.N. Lewis, and what he states is that a filled shell of electron is especially stable, and atoms will transfer or share electrons in such a way as to attain a filled shell of electrons. Elements that already have a filled shell of electrons are helium, neon, and argon. These are all the elements that are in group 8, or the noble gases. Atoms are able to transfer electrons by ionic bonding. For example, lithium has a valence electron of 1. Fluorine has a valence electron of 7. Lithium is able to transfer its valence electrons to fluorine to form an ionic bond, where lithium has a positive charge and fluorine with its extra electron has a negative charge. Here, this lithium plus has the same electronic configuration as helium. Fluorine has the electronic configuration of neon. And hence, ionic bond formed between lithium plus and fluorine minus are strong bonds that hold the molecule together. Covalent bond, on the other hand, takes place when two atoms, rather than transferring their electrons, share their electrons. In this case, each hydrogen atom has one electron on the outer shell. They share this electron to form a covalent bond. We symbolize covalent bonds by Lewis structures. Each valence electron in an atom is symbolized by a dot. In this case, carbon has 4 valence electrons and so has 4 dots. Each hydrogen atom has 1 valence electron. The bond that is formed between each carbon and hydrogen is represented by 2 dots, which are called the bonding electrons. We often use dashes instead of dots to represent the bonding between two atoms. This is called a single bond. Sometimes valence electrons do not take part in bonding. These valence electrons are called non-bonding electrons or lone pairs. Here in methylamine, nitrogen has a lone pair of electrons which are not taking part in bonding. Similarly, ethanol has 2 lone pairs on the oxygen. Multiple bonding. We have previously seen where there are single bonds between atoms. It is also possible to share more than one pair of electrons. You can share 2 pairs of electrons In this case, we call this a multiple bond or a double bond. A double bond can be represented with two pairs of dots between the bonding atoms or double dashes. If three pairs of electrons are shared between two atoms, we call that a triple bond. Bond formation is an important step in formation of all molecules in our environment, and it is important that we learn how bonds are formed. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully this has been helpful in teaching you about how bonds are formed.